Hi, everybody. It's me, Angie from Learn Love Tarot, and we are on week 3 of our learning our yoga basics through the form of Hatha Yoga, where we hold our poses for extended time so that we can work on our own balance in our body. And if you did not yet catch today's live on the Spiritual View this morning, please do be sure to catch that because there was a lot of synchronicities in that energy today. I also did in my notes, I had written down the summit of synergy. So that's what we're doing when we are doing yoga for ourselves. We're not only filling our own cup so that our vibration can raise, we are synergizing our energy so that we can use it for our best and highest good. So the summit is an apex or a highest point of being, and yoga is just one of those vehicles that we can use to get us there. We are going to be at the end of the video looking at the awakening card once again that we pulled this morning as far as the advice about how we can balance in any upcoming challenges. And the card that was sticking out that you saw me pull out but did not get a chance to read, I'm going to read us that for our meditation because it's just perfect. Okay. Lastly, last order of business, don't forget to join us on Wednesday at 11. Dawn is going to be doing the new moon ritual. And we're going to be resetting intentions, okay? Make sure you have some pretty paper and a pen, water, and a stone that you're willing to carry for 6 months. I personally prefer palming stones or ones that are flat so that you can put them in your pockets pretty easily. All right, guys, so we're going to start from the floor position. We're going to work our way up to standing and move through those warrior poses that we learned last week. And I am going to add on today the bound angle with shoulder opening and chest opening of our heart center. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and just get out of our heads and into our bodies and hearts, just with a few breaths in and out. You can clear your energy by inhaling through the nose. Maybe that golden light of protection, exhaling through your mouth, any static energy that your body may be holding. Last exhale from your mouth. Let's come into that yoga breath or our nose breath in and out through the nose, releasing any tension from the top down, all the way down our spine, and connecting our energy into the earth, feeling grounded and protected. On the next inhale, coming up the spine into our orange solar plexus energy of the sacral chakra. And as we breathe again, we're just observing. Go ahead and tighten those muscular seatbelts underneath your belly button, waking up that second chakra. And on the next inhale, let's see if we can really expand the diaphragm of our solar plexus toward our laps, allowing our solar plexus energy to simply be the divining rod that leads us towards our best and highest good. And how we know it's for our best and highest good is that it brings us pure joy. On the next breath in, let's go ahead and infuse that light into the lungs and the heart center. Inhaling through the nose. And if your heart is still rising and falling, it's okay. But on that next time we exhale, let's see if we can, in our mind's eye and in our body, exhale it down into the solar plexus instead, where much more flow awaits. And on the next breath in, passing up through the heart center into the throat chakra, lifting the chin. Let's release our jaw. Seeing that blue light being inhaled through our nose and really releasing any tension, especially of communications to ourselves and others. Leveling our heads, starting at our red root, inhaling all the way up, this time bringing palms prayer to that third eye, our sixth chakra, and just visualize that purple light coming through the tops of your fingers and energetically being pulled behind the bridge of the nose and turning into your own violet flame, your connection to your higher soul. Breathing in, form a heart with your fingertips. And exhale, fingertips on our forehead, opening up that power, tucking them like curtains behind our ears, and trailing back down to palms prayer. On the next breath in, up through the crown chakra this time, white light. Big breath, reaching high. Exhaling as wide as we can reach, pausing at the shoulders. Extending our light even further out as above. Exhaling our hands down to the ground, finishing off that sphere of energy. So below, within becomes without. And with our palms in prayer, just imagine that your own white light of frequency that we saw in that awakening energy today be surrounded by a golden light of protection. You are safe and protected, and any energies that are not meant for our best and highest good be bounced off and returned to sender. Thank you, Spirit. Let's go ahead and open our eyes. We're going to take that deep breath, reaching all the way up. Let's see if we can get some more tension out of the shoulders and chest as we reach out with that pause, extending the fingertips as wide as we can. Full breath in. Exhaling, this time we're going to bring our palms down to the ground, right beside you, as close as you can get your wrists, spanning your fingertips wide out towards the sides of your mat, inflating that diaphragm. And on the exhale, we're going to push down from the shoulders down into the center of our palms. It may feel a little uncomfortable if you're holding any tension on the sides of your neck, running down to your shoulders and those trapezoids. Breathing in. Let's go ahead and take our chin to one shoulder, doesn't matter which one. Relaxing the jaw. Deep breath in, back to center. Exhaling to that opposite shoulder. And just noticing if either side is more tight than the other, more tender. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, pressing down again from shoulders to palms. This time, let's add those fingertips. And we're putting so much pressure down into the roots, expanding our fingers as they grow, that we even feel those fingertips supporting our own energy, visualizing ourselves floating inside of that sphere of light. Keep pressing, breathing in and out one more time. And at the bottom of that exhale, release the pressure, lifting up through your shoulders, elbows, wrists, exhaling any static energy from the fingertips off of your body. Let's go ahead and just start with some simple shoulder rolls up and back. And on the next time that we press our shoulders down, inhale, reaching up, exhale, we're going to press down through our elbows this time. So shoulders to elbows, just by, oh, definitely feeling some tightness there today myself. Breathing in, lifting the chin, lowering the chin. If the back of your neck is tight, you might want to pause with that chin to your chest as we're pressing the elbows down to help the body release that tension. Let's level our heads, breathing in and releasing that pressure. Let's go ahead and start with that one arm up and around, whatever size circles feel good to you. Might hear some Rice Krispie sounds like I do. Up and back. Nice deep breaths. And let's try that other side. Opposite shoulder rolls with big arms up and back. And again, you can lift the chin and drop the chin to see if either of those positions help release any tension. And let's reverse it. We're going to add a swimming motion today. So we're going to start with the elbow along the body, twisting through the spine gently. As that circle comes up and over, diving forward, press your shoulder blade forward. And repeating through that other side. Here we can inhale as we reach up like we're taking that breath out of the water. A little pocket of air to access when we're learning how to swim, pushing the shoulder blades forward. Let's do one more each side, making sure you're feeling nice and even, tucking the chin, letting your hands fall to your knees. Nice deep breath. And let's go ahead and squeeze at that zipper, pushing our lumbar behind us, and followed by coming up the spine until we're leaning back with support of our hands around our knees. And every exhale here, try to lean back a little bit more, just so that you feel your shoulder blades pulling apart from the spine a little bit more. Watching our bellies inflate and deflate, taking our crown forward. Big inhale, palms on your lap if you like. As we lift that rib cage skyward, take your next breath in. And on that exhale, just let that energy undulate down the body back into our root. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move our bodies into an all fours position. You can add a second mat on top, or you can loop your mat where your knees will be, just for a little more comfort on the knees. If it's too uncomfortable for you to be up on your palms, you can come down into a shoulder to elbow position. Just make sure that north to south line is nice and straight, north to south. Let's go ahead, keeping that flat back. Nice little pelvic tuck there. Flattening the lower back as you pull your tail forward, inflating the diaphragm, allowing the diaphragm to drop towards the ground. Deflating towards your spine, inflating towards the ground, all the way relaxing the abdominal wall. Exhale up to that flat spine, then tucking our pelvis and chin. Let's add that cat pose. Scared Halloween cat, scooping our belly button up and in. Adding pressure into the palms to push those shoulder blades apart if that feels good to you. Nice deep breath in as we lift our chin into our cow pose, arching the back the opposite direction in that U shape. You can soften the elbows if that's too much pressure on the heels of your hands or your wrists. Breath in, full bellies. Exhaling up into cat. You want to be able to hear your exhales to really help any static energy leave the body. And on your next inhale, let's nice and smooth back to that cow pose. Inhale, let's move right into that flat tabletop. And we're going to tuck the toes straight away, lifting the hips up into full down dog, pressing out of the hands into our feet, ears inside of our shoulders, where we can pedal our knees and walk our dog. Pause on one heel down if you have some tight calf muscles. That feels really nice. Or you may just enjoy rolling through your toes and hearing the Rice Krispies through those toes. Breathing in and out. Now you can walk towards your own hands into forward fold, or you can yoga hop right into forward fold from that down dog position, softening our elbows. Inhaling monkey, dragging our fingertips up above our knees. Exhale, pulling our bones back, inflating the diaphragm, and softening our knees, deflating the diaphragm, tucking the pelvis, stacking the spine, rolling our shoulders up and back. And from here, we're going to go ahead and either place the heels of our hands just underneath our waist with our fingers facing down, adding pressure, pushing the shoulders down away from the neck, or you can interlace your fingers, and as we move farther, you can lift those interlaced hands higher. If your hands are on your low back, take a good breath in with those soft knee joints. And as we exhale, we're going to really tuck, stack the spine, and then lift the rib cage out a little bit higher, pressing the heart center away from the body with those cantilevered hands, moving the elbows a little bit closer together if that does not cause any pain. A challenging stretch is okay. Lifting the chin, breathe in. Back to that root, sacral chakra, stacking the spine. You'll feel when to let those arms go and shake out that energy. Let's go ahead and shake out those feet, and you can take your mat back to its original length. We're going to start at the top like we did last week, but move through that warrior series a little bit quicker. If you want to back up and go back through how to get in those, revisit last week's video. Let's go ahead and balance on the foot that is farthest away from your image of me there on the screen. Or if you have the short side of your mat facing the camera, I'm on my right foot. We're going to tap back that left toe, the front toes, swinging that back heel down to the ground, softening the front knee, looking down, make sure you can see your toes. Let's find those hands on our hips. Exhale, pressing back into the heel. Big breath. And we're going to rotate our pelvis to the short side of our mat, gently lifting the back heel for adjustment. And tucking that belly button forward if we can. Slowly looking down your wall to the floor in front of your foot. Let's reach for our imaginary tails here. Right inside that front bent knee. Big breath in. And exhale, we're going to pull the tail forward, pausing at the shoulders, and lifting up into separating our arms into warrior one, or the number 11, softening through the shoulder blades, continuing to press down into that back heel. Constantly, I call it tuck your bucket, tucking our pelvis so that our lower back is flat and pain-free. Lifting the chin slowly, still releasing any hunching of the shoulders toward our ears. And that third option will be to close your eyes for 1 or 2 breaths. that will challenge your balance. Let's level our heads, taking a deep breath in. Moving to warrior two, weight in our back foot, fanning the toes open to the long side of your mat, really reaching through those fingertips. Let's go ahead and heel toe, and you'll find where is a comfortable stance for you in your warrior two, pretending we're on a wall with our shoulder blades and our hips. Probably if you look down, your hip might be behind that knee and toe line. So we're going to gently try to guide the hip bones forward towards the long edge of our mat. Nice deep breath in here. Hinging that back elbow, placing our hand underneath the glutes so we can move into reverse warrior, lifting up that front side or that right side rib cage toward the sky, softening the shoulder blade and gently dropping into that hip a little bit more. And just pretend if you had a plumb line from the ceiling all the way down to your hip bone's trying to align with that forearm. Nice deep breath, getting ready for back to our warrior two. Exhale, just the upper body moves without the knee bending anymore. Right where it is fine. Sliding that upper body forward. And you can come down to extended warrior with your hand above the knee and your elbow facing backward. I prefer position two, down to the forearm. Let's go ahead and come down to that second position if you're going to be trying our bound angle with us today. Let's go ahead and turn our palm towards our faces and extend that upper arm, reaching a little bit further. Exhale, pressing the hip down to that back foot. Looking down to the ground, nice and slow. We can cycle that top arm down to the ground, reaching up. Once again, we're going to turn our palm to the back side, paint down the wall of our imagination here that's behind us, knuckles resting on our hip. And then we're going to rotate our upper body to be parallel to the ground and sky. And any issues or tightness in that rear deltoid and medial deltoids, you can just let your elbow fall forward here. I just have my wrist or the top of my hand resting on the back of my hip, just letting gravity drop that elbow. Leveling that elbow to sandwich with my spine. Breath in. Let's exhale back into our wall with our shoulder blades. Your eyes can be anywhere that's comfortable for you. Now we're going to walk our eyes down to the ground. You can further or deepen this position by sliding down your ankle bone and pulling that top shoulder blade flat once again. And to go into bound angle, you can also use a block here right in front of that front foot, or just your fingertips down to a flat palm, softening through your elbow. We're going to get our shoulder first underneath that knee, just so we can reach back up underneath and see if we can reach toward those fingertips. And then I'm going to bring my elbow underneath my knee and see if I can't come back to that flat wall with my shoulder blades. Nice deep breaths here. You can come back down to that extended warrior, that third position, maybe just inside the heel there with that bottom hand or on top of a block. And then we're going to hinge that top elbow, square our chest to the ground. Inside hand moves to the outside, back heel twist to the sky as we wiggle that toe behind us into a full lunge. You can press through that ball of your foot if you enjoy a toe stretch. You can also come down to the knee to modify the lunge. Let's get that front hand underneath the shoulder blade and extend the back hand forward. So from the knee or from the full lunge position, let's move into twisted lunge. And I don't have any pressure, guys, on my floor hand. Your feet have got you. They've got your base there. Let's go ahead and hinge that top elbow, bringing our hand down to the ground, back up to those pyramid fingers, bending the knee and pulling that front foot back. Both knees aligned, and we're just going to walk our fingers forward. Or you can stack your palms with your elbows wide. Or you can stack fists to give you some more room here on your low back release, child's pose. Slowing our breath, breathing in and out. And today I will save our flow series after we get done with the other side of our warrior series. And feel free to remain in that child's pose for as long as it feels good to you. We're going to go ahead and move back up into all fours, bringing those hands back underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips, tucking our toes, breath in. And we're going to go ahead and add a little bear pose here, just lifting the shins, knees off the ground, and then we're scooping the belly button up and in. Take your breath. And on that exhale, lift the hips up the rest of the way, pushing out of those hands into the feet, ears inside of our shoulders. Pedal your knees, walk your dog. And either walking our feet toward our hands or back into that yoga hop for our forward fold, softening through our elbows. Inflating the diaphragm, exhaling energy down our spine to our heavy heads. Once your jaw feels heavy, give just a gentle shake no of the head and a slow yes. Inhale, monkey. Let's go ahead and lift the fingertips up over the knees. Exhale, pulling our bones back as we extend our crown forward. Inhale, softening the knees. Exhale, pelvic tuck, stacking the spine. Shoulders roll up and back. Wide arms sweep all the way, palms prayer to the sky. Exhale, energy back down to our heart center. Feel free to really pull down with your elbows like we did at the beginning. If we're still feeling some tightness there on either side of our neck. Inhale, palms to mountain pose, just opening our palms beside us. And let that energy travel from the heart center down into the base of our spine or our root chakra. Full breath. Exhaling down our legs, our roots. Feeling our feet, opening our eyes, shaking out our hands and our feet. We're going to repeat on the other side. So coming to the other side or the top of your mat. Heels right underneath our hip bones, balancing on that back or left foot. Tapping your toes straight back without the twist. Just tap that toe. Then as you set your heel down, your pelvis will naturally turn a bit. Just enjoy that calf stretch as we're pressing down into that back heel. And then we're going to bring those hands back to our hips, our smiles on our lips, and rotate the pelvis forward, gently lifting that back heel like a rudder. Slowly looking down until you see the ground, making sure you can still see your toes. Let's reach down for our imaginary tail. What kind of animal are you today? Deep breath. And exhale, we're going to pull our tail forward, pause at the shoulders, pressing into the back heel, breath in. Exhale, lifting our arms, reaching up to that warrior one position, looking like the number 11. Keep pressing back into that heel, retracting the shoulder blades, constantly tucking and lengthening the spine, tucking the pelvis, lengthening the space between the hips and the rib cage. Option 2, raising our chin, remembering to ease any tension or relax the shoulders. And 1 or 2 breaths in that third option. That will challenge our balance, really squeezing our lower belly muscle safety belts. Let's open our eyes and level our heads. Weight into that back foot as we span our arms open to warrior 2. And heel toe with that back foot until the hips feel a little more comfortable with more space, so that as we try to bring that left hip underneath the shoulder, attempting to keep that bent knee back touching its imaginary wall. Nice deep breaths here, really reaching. Let's hinge that back elbow, hand underneath your glute for reverse warrior. Lifting through the rib cage, and just remember, we don't want to slide down that back leg. We don't want any pinching feeling whatsoever. Reaching with the rib, softening the shoulder, and dropping the hip, pulling it in alignment underneath that forearm. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And let's take a nice smooth inhale to our warrior 2. Upper body slides. Exhale, keeping that knee in the same position we started. Can come to position 1 with your hand above your knee, extended warrior. On the next exhale, sliding down to your elbow. Nice deep breaths, palm toward our faces as we inhale, and exhale, reaching up and over. Softening the shoulder blade, pressing that back hip towards our foot. Following your hand down to the ground and back up to the sky. Turning our palm to face our backside or face the wall. Let's slide our hand down that imaginary wall. And on the exhale, rotating the upper body to sandwich between the earth and the sky. If you'd like that rear deltoid stretch, just let your elbow fall towards the ground. No work needed here. That gravity will do it for you. Leveling that elbow with our sandwiched spine. Breathe in. Good one. Lower belly squeeze. Let's get those shoulder blades back to our imaginary wall. Slowly looking down, back to the ground. You can let your hand slide down your shin towards your ankle to a block, a pyramid finger. If you can get to the palm either way on the block or the ground, that is helpful as we soften that bottom elbow. Securing our shoulder underneath the knee so we can reach underneath the thigh for our fingertips. Then we're going to get that elbow underneath the knee bend or the crook of the knee and open up that top shoulder blade once again to bound ankle. Keep breathing. Let's go ahead and reach that top hand up, bottom hand back to the ground in third position of that extended warrior or on top of the block or pyramid fingers. Let's go ahead and paint the sky, bringing that inside hand to the ground underneath our shoulder. Inside hand moves to the outside of your mat. Back heel twist to the sky. Can stay in your full lunge, reaching your back arm out, or you can come to your knee and let's move into that twisted part of the lunge, relaxing that top shoulder and the bottom shoulder. Nice deep breath. Hinging on that exhale, hinging that top elbow, bringing our pyramid fingers to the floor. Let's go ahead and lower that back knee down if it's not already. Pushing off the front foot, bring that same knee back and hips slide back into child's pose, yogi's choice with your hand placement there. You can also come to that wide knee child's pose that we did last week with your big toes touching. The heart is nice and flat on the ground. Breathing really starts to slow back down here. Let's go ahead and move back up into our all fours position, taking one knee with you so that you can sit comfortably. We're going to move into a series of hip stretches for the back of your hips, and we're going to go a long ways on our mat. I do prefer to do this with a block just because it feels really good. I realize that not everybody has one, so we will go from the ground position, and we're going to be moving into a pigeon pose while we're laying down. You can reach our hands forward if you'd like some additional abdominal work here. Nice breath in. Add that lower belly zip, tucking the chin, soften the spine. And you may want to pause at that sacral chakra as that sacrum comes flat. The next exhale, you'll feel the bottom of your ribs touch down, followed by your shoulder blades, and your head comes all the way down. We're going to bring the feet closer to our body. And if you do have a block, let me know in the comments, and I will start including the cues for our block work. Okay, so we're going to start by bringing one knee to our chest at a time, extending both legs. We're going to cross our right knee over the our right ankle over the left knee. We're going to soften that left knee and flex the foot just a little bit. Take a good breath in. And on that exhale, we're going to drive that left knee toward our chest. Now, you may feel your hips lift up off the ground. That's okay. Just breathe in above your head. Exhale down your spine and see if you can flatten that area of your hips down to the ground. Now, for some people, you won't feel anything at all here. If we're crossing our right ankle over, that's going to be a stretch of the right hip. If you would like a little bit more, your right elbow is on the ground like a kickstand. Your hand is in front of the knee. And that left hand just reaches behind the left knee, above it. Breath in. You're going to pull and press. So we're going to pull that left hand and just allow the kickstand to press that right knee away. I really don't have to do anything with that elbow locked down. Every exhale, as long as the hips are flat, you can come a little bit deeper with that stretch. And again, exhaling, pushing down the spine from above your head to flatten the hips to the ground. Let's go ahead and extend that left leg back up to the sky, uncross the right foot, and just shake your legs. I call this shaking the meat from the bone. So mostly the quadriceps, a little bit of the calf muscles there, shake it out. Let's go ahead and repeat on the other side. So we're going to take our left ankle, crossing it above the right knee. As much as you can make that number 4 from this position. Doesn't matter, we're going to get there anyway. Take a good breath. And we're going to exhale, drive that right knee to your chest. This is my tighter side, so you'll probably notice how quick there was space created here between my hip and the ground. So I'm going to inhale above my head, exhale down the spine, and try to glue my hips down to the ground. And boy, oh boy, I didn't move this crossed ankle at all. And just that breath really added on to the stretch. Now this time, if you'd like to go a little deeper, your left elbow is on the ground with your same hand in front of your knee. Our right hand is above the knee, behind the knee, the hamstring. Take a good breath. And we're going to pull that right knee closer to our chest as that left hand helps that left knee push away or open away from the body. Above the head, exhaling down the spine, flatten the hips. The great thing about this pose is you can do this anytime during your workday. If you do a lot of sitting, it's just crossing that ankle over the knee and pushing that number 4 or that crossed bent knee away from your body. Let's go ahead and extend that right leg to the sky again. Uncross the left, shake the meat from the bone. And with our hands down beside us, or if you prefer your elbows wide with your palms open, it does not matter, just so you're comfortable. We're going to breathe in, pointing our toes. And as we exhale, we're going to flex our feet and pull our toes toward our nose. Exhaling down the body once again to flatten the hips to the ground. Relax your feet. Rotate both ankles inside and outside circles. And one more, point and flex. Can even bring your heels together if you'd like to turn open your toes to that first position. Point and flex. Pull your toes toward your body and press your heels to your sky. Then you can probably see that exhale in my body as everything glues down to the ground. Relax your feet, shake the meat. And we're going to go ahead and bring our hands underneath both knees today with our elbows wide. Bring those knees pretty close to your chest. We're just going to rock elbow to elbow. This is called spinal massage. I like to also apply pressure to the occipital ridge, which is that little smiley face shape of your skull, as if you could pick up the back of your head with your fingers. It's right above there. You can also pause on each temple. That feels really nice. And coming back into center, we're going to change the focus or the weight of the spinal massage. Sliding your shins down your body, almost extending your arms all the way, but only until we can still have a bend in the elbows. And this time, as we rock side to side, we're really going hip to hip and getting that lower lumbar area of our back that tends to get really tight. And don't forget to add in that occipital ridge massage, massaging into each temple if that feels good to you. And knees back into the center. We're going to stack the knees directly on top of the hip line. Big toes are touching. And here we can make small, tiny circles Coloring circles on our sky with our shins. Reverse directions, you're massaging around that sacral bone. And the bigger you make your circles as we start to swirl out, you'll feel either side of the base of that triangle that points down to our toes. So if you want to find the sides of those triangles, that is your piriformis. You can shift your shins forward and back, coming into the center, rock just barely to the other side of that bone. And you can rock those shins and massage the piriformis. Let's move back into the center. We're going to take one foot to the floor at a time. And we're going to extend the leg closest to my voice or closest to the front, extend it long, also extending that same side arm above your head, breathing in. Exhale, pushing off the foot of the bent knee, bringing that bottom knee close to your body if that feels good to you, resting on your bicep with your ear. And then just let your elbow stay on top of that hip line and let your hand find your solar plexus. It's the area in between the bottom of your rib cage, and that is our body's natural divining rod that guides us to our brightest and best joys. And as you're inflating the diaphragm, really allow your face to relax and let tension leave your body and be absorbed by the earth away from your body. And as we're inflating the diaphragm, I'm going to invite you to picture whatever floats into your mind's eye first. What would bring me the most joy after this yoga session? What would bring me the most joy? And then we're going to make a promise to ourselves to go for that joy. Let's take the top hand to the ground, top leg extends, take a good breath in. Squeeze those lower belly anchors, pushing yourself up to a seated position any way that feels comfortable for you. And you can sit up nice and tall, either in a chair. I can separate this portion as well just for the meditation component of it. I time stamped it last week so that you could utilize the meditation if you enjoyed that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get comfy here. If you want to take a leg out, any knee issues that may feel a bit better. And if you were like, well, Ange, I liked laying on the ground, that's fine too. That is fine too. Let's go ahead and come back into observing the breath, inflating and deflating. Soft faces, released jaws. If you need to lift your chin to release your jaw, just drop the tongue from the roof of your mouth and focus on the inflating and deflating diaphragm. And that's all we're observing as I read us our advice from the Golden Crown, the 14 card. 1 + 4 is 5 of change and growth. Your light is magnificent. Let us now uplift and honor the radiant light of others. Congratulations on your amazing journey so far. Acknowledge the spiritual and personal growth that you have achieved, dear one. Celebrate this moment. We are all here in spirit to rejoice in just how far you've come. Your strength and perseverance have paid off, and your future is bright. The gift of the golden crown has been placed upon your head in honor of all you have already achieved. Bask in the glory of love that rains down on you. You deserve it. Are you up for your next adventure? We here in spirit need your assistance. Many souls who dwell upon this earth are disconnected from love. They do not know their worth or see their inner divine light. We ask that you assist in helping humanity see its creative potential, power, and brilliant light. Be conscious of feelings of judgment and envy. It is easy to get caught up in either of the two energies. Judgment of those you see as less empowered, and envy of those you see as more. Guiding others to their inner light requires love, empathy, and compassion. There is no one less or greater than you, for we are all a part of the same source of love. Help us guide humanity back to the remembrance of who they are with a pure heart and mind. You have the will to go the distance, and you should be pleased with your personal success. Go now and be of service to humanity. Blessed be. Our affirmation we can jot for today and return to any time we need it. That will balance and open the chakras of the heart, the throat, our third eye, and our crown. The affirmation is, I am positively shining with spiritual light, love, and compassion. Illuminating, I inspire others to be the blessed radiance they truly are. Let's go ahead and I'll bring our palms into prayer position at the heart chakra. May this higher vibrational frequency of love and light be carried with you until we meet again. Namaste. Thank you guys for joining us here today. And we will see you on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, again, led by Dawn, to reset our intentions at the new moon in Aquarius. That encourages us to bring love into every situation. Goodbye for now and much love. Namaste.